my gosh, guys, it is almost Christmas, one of my favorite times of the year. So, of course, we got a new Christmas movie in our hands, and that movie is Violent Night. This is a new action comedy film that stars David Harbour as Santa Claus with John Leguizamo and Beverly D'Angelo. When a group of mercenaries attack the estate of a wealthy family, Santa Claus, played by David Harbour, must step in to kick some ass and save the day. Yes, from that plot alone, I was actually really pumped for this film. The trailers of the film, oh my god, a plot about Santa freaking Claus, killing mercenaries to save a family and saving Christmas. Yes, it is a familiar plot. It's Die Hard with Santa. But you know what? It's an R-rated John Wick looking movie from the trailers, so I was in. I was really pumped for this movie. I like action movies that know exactly what it is. It could be silly, but it knows exactly what it is. I love those turn your brain off type action movies. So, I was expecting Violent Night to be that, and oh my gosh, guys, thank God Violent Night gave me exactly what I wanted. It does have surprises, though, and also some issues. It's not a perfect movie, but I would say this. This movie was a total fun time. It's a total blast for me, and I would even say it's another movie that I would watch every holiday season. Yes, this movie, I would watch this at least every December, because this movie is still a Christmas movie, which I love that about this movie. Even though it's about Santa Claus just kicking so much ass, it's also a film about Christmas, learning the true meaning about Christmas, about believing. And I thought Violent Night did that so well. Like, surprisingly, this movie, it's not just an action comedy film. This movie surprisingly has a lot of heart, which I was not expecting that throughout the film, which we'll get back into details of that throughout the review. But let's talk about the casting of this film. David Harbour, him as Santa Claus, in my opinion, I might be over-exaggerating, but this is one of the best castings that I've seen this entire year. David Harbour absolutely nails it as Santa in this film. And he's not just playing some guy in a Santa costume. He is actually playing Santa Claus. He is magical in the film, like Santa was in most movie lore, but suddenly he has skills. He can kick ass in the film, but he is still Santa Claus, which is really interesting in this film. And David Harbour, man, he completely crushes it in this film. He cracks me up so much in this film, but also, he is just a badass in the film. When you see Santa Claus just throwing down in this film, you don't want to mess with him. And I love that about this film. And David Harbour plays that role really freaking well in this film. And he looks like he had a total blast making this film. Speaking of actors that look like he had a total blast making the film, John Leguizamo as the villain of this film. He looks like he had a total blast making the film. And with him looking like he had a total blast, I had a total blast with him. John Leguizamo did a pretty good job as the villain. He's very over the top in the film, but the movie knows it, you know? It's not trying to be a masterpiece or anything. It's trying to be a simple, fun action movie. So, John Leguizamo plays a very simple, mercenary villain, but he did a good job playing that in this film. Now, with the other supporting characters, I would say, there is a little girl in this film. Now, like I said before, this movie has surprisingly amount of heart. It is because of this little girl in this film. This little girl in the film, I did not find annoying. I like this little girl in the film, and she has a fantastic chemistry with Santa in this film, which drives the film to some heart spots, and I was really surprised that this movie has heart, which I was not expecting now. I was literally expecting Violent Night to just be a mindless action movie, which it is, but also this movie has a lot of heart because of this little girl in the film. And this little girl, I can't help feeling very adored by this little girl. She does a good job playing this really adorable little girl that cares about Santa. And also, she does have her chance to shine as well in the film with kicking ass. And I thought she does a really great job in this film. But of course, I said it before with David Harbour in the film, but I want to bring it back. The action in this movie is just a total blast in this film. Is this film full on? Absolutely. This film is brutal. There are some great brutality in this film. There's so many great violence in the film. David Harbour as Santa Claus just carrying a hammer, kicking so much ass, It's just a blast to watch. It's a mindless action movie that you have to know exactly what it is. It's a concept that's very silly, but it knows it. The action makes this movie just worth a price of admission. It's so much fun. It is filmed very well. It is bloody. It just gives me exactly what I wanted. If you saw the trailer for this movie, it basically gives you what the trailer presented. And I thought Violent Night, when it comes to the action scenes, it is bad ass. And this movie is so freaking entertaining from start to finish. And like I said, this movie is a Christmas movie. This movie is all about Christmas. It's all about the true meaning of Christmas with a bit of blood and gore with it. And I would say it works in Violent Night, and I was really surprised that it kind of tackled that in the film. I would also say this film is freaking hilarious. There are some great comedy in this film. There are a lot of moments where I was cracking up laughing, but also there are some moments in Violent Night where they spoof other Christmas movies, like Die Hard, of course, because this movie has that Die Hard concept, but also this movie, without spoiling it, has some of the best Home Alone moments that I have ever seen. There's a Home Alone moment in this film where I was just like, that's perfect. They did a great job with that. They spoof Home Alone, and the movie does that really freaking well. When you watch the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about, and holy crap, it's one of my favorite scenes in this entire movie. But yeah, Violent Night isn't a perfect movie. It's just a mindless, fun action movie. Like, when you saw the trailer, you're not expecting this movie to be a masterpiece. But yeah, this movie does have issues. One of the cases is that the movie was a bit slow at parts, like from the beginning and also throughout the middle of this film. Like, the build up in the film, you get why it's a little bit slow because it's introducing the hostages and the characters and the villain before we get to Santa just kicking ass, and even introducing Santa in general. But it was a little bit slow to get to the main part of the movie. And also the middle at times does get a bit slow to get to what we wanted to see. Like, it kind of like relaxes a little bit, maybe a bit too much. And I felt like those moments in the film could have like been quickly paced. But guys, overall, Violent Night was just a total blast to watch. David Harbour absolutely crushes it as Santa Claus. Just the whole concept of Santa just kicking ass. It's just a fun time. This movie is gory. The action scenes are fun as hell. John Leguizamo is also pretty good as the villain. This movie is just exactly a movie that you're expecting. It's a fun popcorn action film that also gets you into the Christmas spirit. Guys, if you love action films and you like Christmas, watch Violent Night. This movie was just a total blast for me, and I am going to give Violent Night a B. So guys, that is my review for Violent Night. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. Do you like the film, hate the film, or you thought it's okay? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. Keep contact with me. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel notified for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.